Hi and welcome to Heronbrook Farm. It's lovely to have you with us today. Now I promised that I would take you through my lambing area and show you all the equipment I'd got ready for lambing that takes the sheep through from pre, during and post lambing. So we'll go and do that today, and I've also had a number of questions about the colours on the sheep's back, so we'll finish off by having a look at those as well. Right, let's go to the lambing area. So this is the lambing area, or lambing HQ as we call it. So have a quick look around. We've got everything we need here, including plenty of space. So our rainwater harvesting system is plumbed into the washing machine and sink, which is very useful to have over here. Plenty of workspace, shelf space and a lot of cupboard space as well. So let's talk the whole process through chronologically. The ewe before she lambs needs a lot of keeping an eye on her to make sure she's got the right nutrition, because she doesn't have a lot of space left inside for food. So we have a number of products, such as this one, propylene glycol, twin lamb drench, just to make sure she's got the energy. If she collapses, you can lose her and the lamb, so that's tragic. So we keep a real close eye on. Actually lambing, here's my grab box. So as soon as she goes into labour, I'm keeping an eye on her on the cameras to start with, and then I'll talk more about those in a minute. Then I'll come in here, grab my box and go in and assist her if she needs to. So I have hand sanitizer, I have gloves, the right size to fit me, and I have lube, both that I can put into my hand, and lube with this, which means I can actually put lube inside as well if needed. Lambs can come out so many ways. It should be easy, it should be the nose first and the little front feet, but they try all sorts. So we're on hand and ready to help if they need it. I have towels as well, so that I can rub them down, just give them a bit of a head start. Grand, so that's lambing. I mentioned the cameras, which I use during lambing. The CCTV system is in here. It's so clear. It works daytime, but it's also nighttime infrared. So you can see every detail. You can see when a sheep is blinking, it's that clear. You can zoom right in and pan around the area. So before you come across and disturb everything, you can have a really good idea of what's going on. Post lambing. So we've rubbed them down, we've let them take the colostrum off mum, but if they need a hand, we're ready to step in. So we have colostrum here, and we tube it so straight into the lamb's stomach. So we'll use something like this, which you just lubricate and put gently into the lamb's mouth and down into the stomach, and give them an appropriate amount of that. It gives them a head start. It can be a real lifesaver for weak lamb if the ewe's not got enough colostrum or the lamb's got cold. So that's that. We then go on to supporting them with milk replacer if they need it. So if we have any lambs that we're going to hand rear, we use this. It's just like baby milk but for lambs. And we use a bottle which is just like a baby bottle. Here's one. So exactly the same, it's all been sterilised, ready to go with a teat. That's that. You make it up, put it in the bottle and hand feed them. This year I might have quite a few that I'm hand feeding. So we've got a different system this year, and if we just have a quick look this way, I've got this bucket. I've not tried it yet, I really hope it works. I've got 5 teats on, and the theory is I can fill this with milk and they can just come and get a drink when they need to. So I'm really hoping that works. It is absolutely lovely having bottle lambs around, and you'll see me feeding them because, as I say, I think we're going to have quite a few this year. But it is hard work and time consuming as well. Last but not least, if things go wrong, you need what's in here. So in this cupboard, I have long and short acting penicillins. I have Spectrum for the lambs if they need it, and syringes and needles. Obviously we keep antibiotics to an absolute minimum, but if you've had a very bad lambing or something is poorly, of course you have to be able to do the right thing and make sure that you've got what they need. So that's it for the lambing area. I promised you we'd have a quick talk through the colours, so let's walk this way across to the sheep. All right, girls. So we've got 3 blocks of colours. Some will have colours on the back of the neck, then you've got the colour in the middle of the back, and finally the colour at the top of the tail. So in this pen here, they've got red or green marks in the middle of the back. If it's green, that means they're expecting triples. Red means twins. So the second colour at the top of the tail is the raddle mark, which comes from the wax, it's called a crayon or a raddle, on the ram harness. So the yellow mark means that the ram covered them in the first 3 weeks of covering, so obviously I expect them to lamb in the first 3 weeks of lambing. The blue mark means they should lamb in the second block. Most of these, this group here, will lamb in the first 3 weeks. You get the odd ewe, this one at the back there, with yellow and blue, so she was covered in their first and second blocks. I would expect her to lamb in the second block. This pen here, they largely have red crosses on their backs. That means they are not pregnant. So the cross means not pregnant. I've also got a few of 2019 lambs in here. This pen here, this is a very blue batch. So the blue in the middle of the back means they're only expecting a single. I say only, a single's fine, especially a lot of these are very young. So you don't expect them to have a single on their first go. So this is this group, and finally the group at the end are exactly the same as that first pen. It's just we had too many to fit in the one pen. Doubles and triples again. So it's that the main mark at this time of year I'm concerned with is that mark in the middle of the back, red or green. So I mentioned briefly at the beginning that they also have a mark on the back of the neck. I'm not concerned about that at this stage, but that was done when they were wormed so that I knew when they were in the pen which ones I'd wormed and made sure I didn't miss any. So I hope that answers a lot of the questions that you've been asking us and helps with the information and all the kit for lambing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do press like and hit that subscribe button. Next time I'll see you, I should actually have lambs on the ground, so I can't wait to show you those. Goodbye.